Hello everyone, this is John from Countable, and on this video I'm gonna talk a little bit about our Trello workflow. So let's start, right? You can find more information about this on our operational manual that's located on GitHub. Okay, so when you begin with, first the client will assign a card or another developer, designer, or another teammate in general will create a card in the requests column, right? Always remember to describe your task properly. And you should assign it to a person that you consider, sorry, that's more suited for this particular task. For example, it's if it's a front end issue, you should assign it to a front end developer. If it's a back end issue, assign it to a back end developer, and so on, right? The labels, those labels here are not required, but for example, the only one that's required here is bug. In this case, it's not a bug. I'm gonna talk about it in a few minutes, but uh, I won't assign any task here. It's not required unless the bug one. Okay. So if this task is clear for you, that's okay. You should move it to the backlog. But if this task is not understandable for the person who was assigned for it, right? He should change it. He should move it to the feedback column. Okay, and on feedback, what he should do, he will do like this. He will, okay. Let's suppose Clark assigned this task to me because I cannot tag myself, right? So Clark, could you clarify about this task, please? Or something like that. Just use the chat to clarify um, about how to solve or how to execute this task in a better way, right? But this only happens if your teammate that was assigned for this task has some doubt about it. Okay, if he doesn't have a doubt, he will just take this request card and move to the backlog. Okay, he or his project manager he will do it, right? And for example, let's explain about the bugs now. Um, so let's suppose I'm just looking to the front end page and I found a bug in the header. So I just describe it here. It's a header bug. I could be more precise in the description, but it's just a sample, right? So I was looking to blah blah, then I've found this behavior. La 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 la. You can reproduce it by doing blah blah. It's probably related with whatever. Okay, so just describe it very well because the other person that's assigned for it could not understand it, and it could lead to miscommunication, right? So if it's a bug, it's required to put it as a bug label. Okay, and most important, it goes directly to the sprint on a top level priority. So just move it directly for the sprint, or just create it right here, right? Let's suppose we have a lot of other tasks here, task 3, task 4, whatever. Just remember that the bugs are top priority. They should go always on top. Okay. um, let's see our operational manual. Okay, so if the task is not clear and actionable, you should move it to feedback. I've explained that, right? And if it's a bug, you just move it directly to sprint column, reproduce locally, and fix a master branch as soon as possible. Then you move to done column when and now to deploy. So let's suppose you fixed that bug, just move it to done. Okay, and remember to comment the results, most important. If it's not a bug, for example, this new task here that I made, But for example, this is a new task. Let's suppose we are doing this task here, and it's a huge task. We have to do a lot of stuff, and it's probably more than 1 day of work. What should we do? So we split it, right? So you go here and you just copy, and you can do like this, part 2, and you can also split how many times are required for doing this task. Okay, you can we are flowing for this path here. So we should break it into sub-tickets of 1 day or less each. If it will affect planned timelines, escalate to your manager, right? So always remember to break huge tickets in smaller chunks. In this case, I will remove the other tickets because let's suppose it's a smaller ticket now. And when you're done with it, just move it to done. That's right, really common sense. Okay, so you move it to the backlog ordered by priority determined by project objective. So in that case, the tasks start here on backlog, right? And your manager or even yourself will configure your weekly sprint. Every week we have a Scrum meeting where we describe our work, and after that our manager will prepare the sprint with assigned tasks for everyone. Okay, so when it's on a sprint, the next step is going for done. So about the other columns, we have the deferred one. Deferred one is when we have a conflict or some kind of, uh, for example, you have this ticket over here, but you cannot do it because there are some requirements that uh, aren't aren't set yet, so you cannot start this task, so you defer it and you can take it back later. Okay. Another thing to note is that the done columns are for client testing. We don't have a testing column, right? But always know that when a ticket it's undone, the task should be deployed to our main server, and the client will be able to test it. Another thing that's important it's about the files on our Trello board. For example, if you have a file over here, project template layout mockup or something like that, you can create the ticket for it, but always remember to save it on our Google Drive, right? You should always specify the link for the Google Drive inside the ticket, so you put it here, okay, and then you save it. Never store important stuff on our Trello board because generally the tickets are archived, right? Oh, again, the last thing is about the email to board settings. It's a useful feature if you receive a client email or something like that. You can just forward it to this specific address over here. You should configure it before here, right? But that's how it works. You just forward the email to this name over here, to this email address over here, and it will be automatically created here on the board, right? Okay, last but not least, whenever you finish a sprint, right, always remember to duplicate the column. So we can just go here and copy list, and you just specify here is the sprint for a week, I don't know, to okay, so it will be archived here, and then you archive the main columns, sorry, the main cards. Archive our cards list. That's it. Just to have a reference if you want to take a look of what you did in a particular sprint, you just can take a look by searching for those columns. Okay. um, So that's it, guys. If you have any questions or even suggestions, you can reach me on Slack, uh, just on our main channel, right? Thank you so much for your attention. Bye.